Can I get you another? Refill, Mr. Montgomery?
Sorry. What did you say?
Looks like you've got a lot on your mind.
Yeah, I do. It's sometimes hard to tell when you're getting played.
Did you want a refill on that drink, sir?
Yes, thanks. What now, Meg?
I wasn't sure if I should call, but I just wanted to say I'm sorry.
What for?
Things got a little loud at Allison. I didn't mean to lose control the way I did.
Well, I would say that Paul got the brunt of that one.
I shouldn't be dragging you into my life, or what passes for it. It's just that hearing Paul was trying to use Johnny as blackmail.
You're not responsible for what Paul Ryan does.
Yeah, I wish that were true. But Paul claimed that he was acting on my behalf.
There was no truth to that?
Using Johnny is not what I want. And it's nothing I've encouraged. You know, to be honest, his visions, his obsession, it's all a little scary. Anyway, it's all over now.
Anything else?
Just what I said. I'm sorry. I know how important your son is to you, Craig. And as far as I'm concerned, he's off limits.
Bye, Meg.
I think he bought it.
So what do you think he's going to do?
He'll wait.
What, you're going to make the first move?
Eventually. I have to convince him that I trust him, that I even miss him.
What's that going to involve?
Some long phone calls, a few dinners.
He's going to want to sleep with you. You know that, right?
I thought you said that you trusted me.
I've seen the way he looks at you, that's all.
I'll be okay.
I don't know if I'm going to be okay. I hate pretend arguing with you. All those people at Al staring at us. I don't want to do that again.
You were very convincing.
Yeah. So were you. When you left, I had to tell myself that it wasn't real.
That's what's real. What matters.
What matters is that I never lose you again.
It's always a wonderful surprise waking up together.
You should get used to it. It's how you're supposed to spend the rest of your life. That's something I said.
Of course not, you know.
Well, if last night is any indication, I think I know how you feel.
Yeah, you better hang on to that memory, buddy.
What, you're giving me the boot already?
Come on, Paul. You know that I would love to wake up with you every single morning, but you and I took a huge chance, and we shouldn't have. Oh, we're supposed to be broken up.
No, we're supposed to be pretending that we're broken up in front of Craig.
Yeah, and he's only going to believe it if everybody else does.
You think he's got spies lurking outside a Fleabag hotel? He doesn't know that we're here. Nobody needs to know.
It's not that simple.
It is that simple. We love each other.
Look, I've felt closer to you than I've ever have, but you know me. I can't hide my feelings. And what if it's written all over my face the next time I talk to Greg? He's going to see right through our phony breakup.
Okay, so what do you suggest?
That this is the last time you and I could be together until we've gotten Craig where we want him.
You want me to stay away from you completely?
As far as possible.
No, I can't do that.
You promised that you would help me with this.
Did help you. Let you call me a controlling psychopath in public.
Yes, and I know you didn't like it.
You know what I really don't like is you going anywhere near Craig again.
Yeah, but we agreed that I have to if we're going to find out what he's planning.
Look, last night was like a new beginning for me, okay? And I know that you said that you don't want to make any decisions about our relationship, and I'm not asking you to. But you're the future that I've always wanted. And I'm not going to let anything jeopardize that. And if you try and go toe-to-toe with Craig, you will.
So you're asking me to forget what he did to my family?
No. Look, I think that Craig should be punished for what he's done, and this is harsh, but it's not your battle. It's Lily's battle. It's Lucinda's battle.
No, you see, that's where you're wrong. It's not just about what he's done to them. He manipulated me, Paul. Okay, just like with Lily, he found me at the most vulnerable part in my life, and he swooped right in and tried to control me. He posed as my friend. I was feeling guilty about losing my patient at the hospital, and he helped me. And you know how he did that? By appealing to the part of me that believed that he had a good side.
You don't need to apologize for being a good person.
I made it easy for him. Okay, he saw my weakness and he made the most
It's
of
not
it. And I won't forget it.
To see the best in people, and you don't need to prove yourself to anybody, Meg. Certainly not to me.
Yeah, I do. I have to prove it to myself. To myself, Paul.
Okay, I wish that there were a way for you to punish Craig without putting yourself in danger.
Okay. Tell me of a way. I'm all ears. So will you help me or not?
Yeah. I don't know, you let me be your backup?
You could play my jilted boyfriend.
Be careful.
I'll be careful.
Because now that I have you back in, I'm not saying that I do, but if I do, I don't want to lose you again. Hey, Ginny, you see Meg?
Do you see her?
No, I just wanted to talk to her.
Why? So you can start another brawl?
You're probably right. Can I just get a cup of coffee, please?
Hey, see what you can accomplish with willpower?
Hey, Dad. Yeah, we are at Al's having breakfast with grandmother. How's Mom? Okay. I'm gonna go talk to Dad outside, all right?
Are you gonna be okay?
Of course she's all right. She's fine. And tell your father everything's okay on the home front. Thank you. Thank you for eating. It's a good start.
Can I go to the bathroom?
No. No, not yet. I know how worried you are about your mom.
What are they gonna do to her in rehab?
Oh, darling, they're going to talk to her and help her. Help her do what she couldn't do alone. Help her kick those pills and get back to eating normally. Now, you know, your grandmother doesn't mince words. I've been very, very concerned about your mother. And I know that you have been too. That's why it's so important that the people she loves, and that means you and me, that we take care of ourselves. We take care of ourselves for her. And I want you to know, you must know this absolutely, that I understand how difficult it is for you to eat. And that you're all mixed up about everything.
I want to eat, but I hate it too.
Well, I'm here. And I'm going to be here, I promise. I'm going to see you through this. You took a step today. It was great. So we're going to go one step at a time until you're the healthy girl smiling at me that I know that you really are. Is that understood?
Hey, Lucinda. Hi, Faith.
Hi, Paul.
Everything all right? I heard things are a little rough at home.
I don't think that's any of your concern.
Grandma, Paul's my friend.
It's okay. I just wanted to say hello.
Wait, don't go. Can you sit with us, please?
The role of Craig Montgomery is now being played by Scott Bryce.
No, have Nelson send over the acquisition forms after you've sent the memo to the board.
The memo?
I don't want the board to... You know what? Just do what I tell you in the order I tell you.
Yes, sir. But could you please tell me who Nelson is? It's only my second day.
Okay. Well, unexpected. Come in.
Sorry to bother you.
No, please, you are not bothering me at all. I could use the distraction. Boy, I would take that as my cue to leave.
You hire?
Shouldn't be so hard to find a decent personal assistant, but I suppose it's sort of like a fine wine or a really good woman. Excellence is rare.
Should I take that personally?
Be my guest.
Thank you. So I hope that means you've decided to believe me?
About what?
The fact that I had nothing to do with what Paul told you.
Ah, yes, the visions of my son.
Yeah, it's wrong to use a child.
You know, I know that you didn't put him up to that. It's not your style.
Okay, so then I assume that you and I have a clean slate.
Hope so. What can I do for you?
Oh, I don't want a favor from you, Craig. I came to do one for you.
Really? Tell me more.
I came to warn you. You're in serious danger.
Virtue is overrated, Meg, and I don't give a damn what the world thinks about me. Now, you're so sure I'm a good man.
I don't think my opinion matters to you anymore.
I have always respected your... We're different, you and I. When I decide on what I want, I do not change direction.
Whereas I've been going back and forth a lot lately. You know, I'm working on that.
Yeah, well, when you figure out where your loyalties lie, do let me know.
You know, maybe you could help me decide if you want. Yeah, I better go.
Yeah, you better. Just want to get to good, right? You go.
Look, I could tell you don't trust me.
Really? Oh, really? Can you blame me for that? Wasn't long ago you stood right there, you accused me of being the devil himself, and now you want me to just accept this sudden turnaround?
I've been trying to explain that to you. You took a company away from my family. And I feel I'm the reason that happened. I'm not an idiot not to see the choices I've made.
Yeah, like going back to Paul.
I shouldn't have walked away from you. Shouldn't have done that.
Do you honestly mean that?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go.
Where?
Oh, doesn't matter. You choose. It could be your place or mine. Doesn't matter.
Why?
Why? You're expecting me to believe a shocking turnaround. I need to know if it's real.
It's real.
Good. Then prove that. In bed.
You're so sure of yourself, aren't you?
Is there some reason I shouldn't be?
Yeah. I haven't said yes. You need to cool down, Montgomery.
So you're not interested then?
I admit that sleeping with you is a very attractive proposition. But it will be on my own terms and in my own time.
Hey, how's Mom?
Dad says that she's fine, and that she wants us to know how much she loves us. And Dad reminded me that Faith has a therapy appointment in a few minutes.
Bye.
But just like that? No whining, no throwing a fit?
No, I'm going.
Hey, give us a kiss first, darling. I love you. I love you, darling. Love you. Oh. Good heavens, you still here? Why?
Now, you and I have a common interest outside of faith.
Not bloody likely.
You want to get rid of Craig Montgomery, so do I.
So what?
So that puts us squarely on the same side. Trust me. We have a lot to offer one another.
Trust you? If ever I were to trust you, people would think I was as insane as you appear to be.
You and I are on the same side now, Lucinda.
I have my doubts about that.
I understand why it's tough for you to trust me, because in the past we have worked at cross purposes.
Oh! Is that what you call the baby switch?
I didn't switch those babies. Craig did.
Yeah, but when you found out about it, you didn't let anybody know. You didn't let the grieving mother know. You just let her go on suffering.
I thought I could spare my sister from a lifetime of being saddled with Craig, and I was wrong about that, but I wasn't wrong about Craig. He's dangerous. You know that. After what he's done to you and your company and your daughter.
Craig says that he took my company in order to force me to tell him where Johnny is. Now, that's a scheme that you set in motion.
And if I hadn't done that, then Craig just would have taken the baby away from Gwen as opposed to Dusty, which doesn't bother you, I guess, because down the line it wouldn't have affected your company.
I didn't say that.
Look, I know you want somebody to blame, but I'm not the enemy here, okay? And maybe I shouldn't have kept the secret that I kept, but in the end it didn't change anything. And Craig taking your company away from you, that's not my fault either. You want to hate me, go right ahead if it makes you feel better, but do me a favor. Don't let your need to control everything affect the way that you treat Faith.
Faith is none of your concern.
I care a lot about Faith.
Look, you can say anything you want, but I can't trust you. And let me tell you something. There's no way I would trust you. You stay away from me. You stay away from her. Just give us a wide berth.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think I can do that.
You were busy. You had a pretty hoppin' candy business going out of your parents' basement.
Candy? I don't know what you mean.
I mean, I wasn't a customer back then, but I might like to be one now. You think you could hook me up?
Allison Stewart. Hey, Allison. When did you get back in town?
Did you by any chance happen to notice I was in the middle of a
Sorry, I
conversation?
didn't mean to chase away your friends.
They're not my friends exactly. They're just kids I went to high
Didn't
school
think they
with.
were a crowd you wanted to hang out with.
How do you know what I want?
You're right, I don't. I'm sorry, none of my business.
You're right, it isn't.
Why don't we go back and start over again? Hey, Allison, it's great to see you.
Yeah, whatever.
Aaron come back with you?
Why do you care?
Well, I'm just wondering, you back for good or is it just a little visit?
Like I said, why do you care?
Well, for one thing, Emily's really missed you. She was very upset when you decided to leave.
Bet not as upset as when you left her holding her wedding bouquet.
If I could go back and undo some of the mistakes that I've made with Emily and a whole bunch of other people, believe me, I'd jump at the chance.
Look, if you ask me, the best thing you could do for Emily is steer clear of her. And you know what? The next time you run into me, you can just leave me alone, too.
What did you just say?
I said, leave me alone. Hey, what's up with you? Are you okay? Do I need to call a doctor or something?
No, I'm okay.
Maybe you should just sit down.
I'm fine.
No, you're not. You look like you've seen a ghost.
Yeah, well, for a second there, You remind me of somebody.
You've known me most of my life.
I know, which is why it's really weird. I don't think I can tell you why
Don't worry about it. People always think they know me from somewhere. When I was out in Vegas, there was this guy who swore I looked like this movie star that I don't even know her name. You know what they say about everybody having a double. Well, I'd better get going.
Yeah, catch up with your friends.
No, actually, I'm job hunting.
Yeah, well, good luck with that.
Thanks. Although I think I'm going to need a little more than luck. If you know anything...
Thought you wanted me to leave you alone.
Right. So, forget it.
Allison, I'm so glad I caught up with you.
What are you, stalking me?
No. I need you to say something for me.
Get lost, Paul. I'm going to really start to think you're a freak.
I know that it's a little weird, but it'll only take a second, and then I promise I will leave you alone. If you could just say something for me.
Like what?
5 little words. I know what you did.
Fine. I know what you did. I know what you did.
Oh, hey. Hey, Lucinda. There's my little trooper back from her therapy session and her difficult young life.
Actually, Holden took her to the movies.
On a school night?
Well, apparently her session went well, and she finished her homework, and they needed a little daddy-daughter time.
Oh, who said the session went well?
Holden.
How does he know?
Are you okay?
What's that got to do with anything?
Apparently the therapist spoke to him, and Faith spoke
for
to him.
heaven's sake. Did Faith eat her dinner?
Lucinda, she's fine. Holden took her to Java. Would you like some tea?
that pile of twigs your mother is always fostering off on me. No,
You know, most of us like her rosehip tea.
no, not for me, darling. I could use a glass of water, though.
Sure. They still have you on the tamoxifen?
Yeah. It's just precautionary.
Okay, good. There you go. Look, I'm sorry about Craig and Worldwide.
Oh, darling, why should you be sorry? None of it was your fault.
Actually, it kind of is.
What are you talking about?
It goes back to me and Paul.
Oh, Paul. If I never hear his name again, I'll feel better.
Why?
Oh, he came to me this morning with some kind of a sob story about he cares about me and he wants to get together with me.
Oh, you talked to Paul?
Well, he talked. I said no.
To what?
He wants us to get together and take care of Craig. Of course, I didn't believe one single word of that.
He's telling the truth, Lucinda. He's on your side.
I need you to say something for me.
Like what?
5 little words. I know what you did.
Fine. I know what you did.
I know you're not Rosanna, but when you speak, it's like she's here.
Would Paul be on my side? He doesn't care about me or my family.
Well, he cares about me, and I care about the family.
Well, that's very chivalrous of him. But, darling, don't believe a word he says. He's just like his mother. He's out for number one.
You're wrong. He's changed.
And you're very young.
Yes, and foolish. You're right. I made a colossal mistake trusting Craig, and it's one of the reasons he went after you.
No, darling. I think Craig went after Worldwide as a lever. He thought it would be a way to force me to tell him where Johnny is. As if a corporation and a child are to be equated in some strange way. Anyway, the laugh's on Craig, because I don't know where Johnny is, and guess what? He has to turn up. Show up and work every single day.
Well, you sound very chipper for a woman who just lost her company.
I'm going to get it back.
And I'd like to help.
No, I'm going to need your help.
Well, I need to make amends. Look, maybe Craig did have his eye on Worldwide because of Johnny, but he pulled the trigger because of me. He caught me with Paul.
Well, why would that matter to him?
Because Craig was, well, he was hoping he'd have a chance with me.
Meg, why would he think that?
Because, we became friends and maybe a little bit more, but I never made any promises, and I should have known that he'd be disappointed, and a disappointed Craig is a dangerous Craig.
You knew? He was coming after Worldwide?
No, of course not. Otherwise, I would have warned you.
Okay. Darling, you're just feeling guilty, and you'll get over it.
Look, I am going after Craig.
Well, darling, I don't want to be cruel, but you are an unemployed nurse slinging hash in a ghastly diner. Now, what can you accomplish that my lawyers can't?
Whatever I have to.
Paul's on board for that. He'll let you.
It's my fight, Lucinda, not Paul's.
But Paul's been fighting with Craig forever. He sacrificed his nephew. He sacrificed...
Paul's changed.
Poppycock.
Look, it's true, okay? Ever since the accident, he's changed. He's different.
He's hallucinating. Yeah, I heard that.
Okay, look, I don't expect you to like him. As a matter of fact, it's better if you don't. That way, Craig will never suspect that you joined forces with Paul.
No, I'm not joining forces with you. I'm not joining forces with anyone. No, I'm not. Darling, you're on your own.
Okay, look, do you want reasons to work with me on this? I have a window into Craig that nobody else has.
And why is that?
Because he has feelings for me. He let me see a side of him that nobody else has.
Okay, and you're going to appeal to his better side?
I already have. And now I intend to use that against him.
And Paul
will protect me. He can sense when I'm in trouble.
Right. He's got those visions. Yeah, get him a turban. Deck of cards. He'll take care of you, all right?
You know, I know what this is. This is you insisting on going at it alone. As usual.
Hey, wait. All right. I'll tell you what you can do. You can poison the bastard.
You want me to poison Craig?
Yeah. Who better? You're a nurse. You have a knowledge of pharmaceuticals.
I would never use that knowledge to hurt someone. Not even Craig.
Well, then what are we doing here? I thought the whole point was we're going to hurt the man.
The point is to get your company back and teach Craig that...
I am not a teacher. I would, however, rather like to have my company back, and if Craig were out of the way...
Lucinda, come on, you can't be serious. I can't poison him. That's murder.
You don't have to kill him. Just incapacitate him. Come on. It should be easy. A little mild liver disease.
There's no such thing.
All right. Well, then something else. How about a stroke? A mild stroke. He could linger for 1 or 2 years, then somebody would put him out of his mercy with a pillow over his face.
Stop. Okay, nobody's going to be killing or maiming or poisoning anybody.
And you're of no use to me.
Well, look, there's got to be another way.
Well, good luck. Hope you find it.
Okay, look, won't you at least consider working with us? Just think about it.
Okay, I'll think about it. If you promise me you'll think about poisoning him.
You want some coffee? It really stinks here.
Well then I'll pass. Thanks for meeting with me.
Yes, you're very lucky I was able to squeeze you in my jam-packed schedule. My days have just been jam-packed.
Right. I said on the phone I have a proposition for you.
Yeah, so what are we talking about here? What's the job and what's the pay?
Well, before we get into specifics, I need to know that what we talk about here remains confidential.
Like, I need to use discretion? Well, that kind of goes without saying, doesn't it?
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
Oh, come on, Paul. I know what you want, and I know why you're here. Me, right?
You think I want you.
Me and my nice discretion.
And that's a business transaction.
Ready to talk terms?
If you think that's what I'm interested in, why are you still talking to me? Why aren't you screaming at me or calling the cops?
That's not what you had in mind?
You seem pretty casual about... Well, about what, exactly?
Ryan, look, with your history, don't you think we could skip the lecture? I know how you treated my sister, so I don't need to hear from you what's naughty or nice.
How old are you? Who are you?
Look, knowing you as long as I have, I thought that's what you wanted. Obviously it's not, so could you stop wasting my time and clue me in on what you do want? What?
You were going to go through with it.
No. I was going to set you up and then pay you back. Really, Mr. Ryan, what kind of girl do you think I am?
I'm a little scared to find out. Something happened to you when you were gone?
I grew up, okay? Look, I've been on my feet smelling grease and stale coffee for about 8 hours. We've covered that I have to be discreet. So could you tell me what it is I have to be discreet about? Like now?
Okay. Well, I have a little deal for you, okay? Look, before we go into the specifics, it requires, as we said before, discretion.
Okay, what?
You can't tell Emily about this. If Emily finds out about this, the deal's over.
She won't. What is it? Wait a minute. You don't want me to steal something?
No. It's nothing illegal. I have a little acting job for you.
And you've always wanted to direct, huh?
Well, no, you'd be playing a part, okay? But it wouldn't be on the stage or on camera.
So who do I play? When do I start? How much do I make?
Well, I can't get into all of that until I know that everything's in place.
Man, you've been wasting a whole lot of my time.
Wait, hold on. Maybe, if I give you a little deposit, that'll keep you interested in the project.
I've always been a huge fan of Ben Franklin's.
I'm sure you're a real history buff. Look, I'll be in touch, okay? But don't talk to anyone.
Only my acting coach. Kidding.
Okay. Ready?